Most people believe that once they understand their behavior, change should follow naturally. They believe awareness is power. They believe insight is freedom. But if awareness were enough, no one would repeat the same mistake twice. And yet, people return to the same habits, the same emotional reactions, the same self-destructive choices. They know what they are doing. They know why they are doing it, and still, they do it again. Awareness does not stop repetition. In many cases, it makes the repetition more painful. Because knowing what you are doing does not mean your nervous system is ready to stop doing it. Today, we are going to examine why understanding yourself often fails to change anything at all, and why real change begins far deeper than awareness. Modern self-improvement culture has sold us a comforting idea that if you become conscious enough, if you gain enough insight, your behavior will automatically shift. But psychology tells a different story. Awareness does not rewire behavior. It only illuminates it. You can see your patterns clearly and still feel completely unable to stop them. You can understand your trauma, name it, analyze it, explain it, and still react from it. This is not failure. It is biology, because behavior is not governed by understanding. It is governed by emotional safety. Your actions are controlled not by what you know, but by what your nervous system has learned to tolerate. The human brain has layers. At the surface, there is cognition, thought, reasoning, analysis. Below that lies something far more powerful, the nervous system. Your nervous system does not respond to insight. It responds to perceived safety and threat. You can logically know that a behavior is harmful. But if that behavior feels emotionally regulating, your body will resist letting it go. This is why people stay in patterns they openly admit are destroying them. The pattern provides familiarity. And familiarity signals safety. Change threatens that signal. So the body resists, even when the mind understands. This is where many people get trapped. They become highly self-aware but emotionally dysregulated. They know every reason behind their behavior, yet feel powerless to stop it. This creates a unique kind of suffering, not ignorance, but conscious helplessness. Awareness without regulation does not lead to freedom. It leads to shame. Because now you know better, but cannot do better. And shame reinforces the very patterns you are trying to escape. The nervous system does not interpret shame as motivation. It interprets it as threat, and threat drives repetition. At some point, many people reach a confusing realization. They have done the work. They have reflected. They have talked about their childhood, their trauma, their patterns. They understand themselves better than ever before. And yet their behavior remains largely the same. This is where people begin to quietly lose hope. Because if understanding doesn't change behavior, what will? The problem is not therapy. The problem is how therapy is often misunderstood. Insight explains why a behavior exists. It does not automatically create the conditions required to release it. Many therapeutic approaches stop at meaning. But behavior is not maintained by meaning alone. It is maintained by regulation. If a pattern keeps your nervous system stable, even through pain, your body will protect that pattern. Not because it is healthy, but because it is familiar. And familiarity signals safety. This is why people can talk intelligently about their issues for years while remaining stuck inside them. The mind understands. The body does not feel safe enough to let go. Real change does not begin with awareness. It begins with emotional safety. Your nervous system must learn that a new way of being will not destroy you. Until that happens, insight changes nothing. Think about it this way. If a behavior regulates anxiety, reduces emotional chaos, or provides a sense of control, your body will cling to it. Even if that behavior ruins relationships. Even if it sabotages your goals. Even if it contradicts your values. Because the nervous system does not care about values, it cares about survival. This is why people relapse. Not because they forgot what they learned, but because the old behavior feels safer under stress. Under pressure, the body returns to what it knows. Insight disappears. The nervous system takes over. Relapse is often framed as failure. But psychologically, relapse is information. It reveals which patterns still feel necessary for safety. When stress increases, when uncertainty rises, when emotional resources drop, the nervous system chooses regulation over growth. Old habits regulate faster than new ones. They require less effort, less risk, less vulnerability. This is why people backslide, even after significant progress. The nervous system has not yet learned that the new behavior is reliable under pressure. Until it does, the old pattern remains the emergency exit. Awareness alone cannot close that exit. When awareness fails, people often turn against themselves. They say things like, "I know better. I should be past this. What's wrong with me?" This creates shame, but shame does not motivate change. Shame activates threat, and threat strengthens habitual behavior. The nervous system responds to shame the same way it responds to danger. It tightens, it retreats. It defaults to survival strategies. So the more you shame yourself for repeating a pattern, the more deeply your body embeds it. This is why harsh self-talk backfires. It increases awareness but destroys safety. And without safety, change is impossible. This is the moment most people misunderstand. They believe their problem is a lack of discipline, or motivation, or willpower. But discipline cannot override a nervous system that feels unsafe. Motivation fades under threat. Willpower collapses under stress. Until safety increases, behavior remains the same. This is not a personal failure. It is a system doing exactly what it was designed to do. There is a silent gap between insight and embodiment. Most people try to leap across it. They want awareness to instantly become action. But the body moves slower than the mind. It needs repetition, consistency, gradual exposure to uncertainty. Change happens when the nervous system learns through experience that the new way of being is survivable, not better, not more fulfilling, just survivable. Only then does behavior begin to shift. If awareness hasn't changed your behavior, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means understanding arrived before safety. Awareness shows you the pattern. But change begins only when the body feels secure enough to let it go. Knowing yourself is important, but it is not the final step. The real work begins where explanation ends and experience takes over. Change is not about knowing more. It is about becoming someone who can remain present when certainty disappears. Awareness shows you the pattern. Safety gives you the ability to leave it. Until those two meet, behavior will repeat itself. Not because you lack discipline, but because your system is still protecting you. If this video helped you put words to something you've been experiencing, and if this way of understanding the mind resonates with you, you can support the work by liking the video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, or subscribing to continue this exploration. Understanding begins with awareness. Change begins with safety.